There seems to be something strange in the sea. The boy urged his father to run away, but it's too late. Huge monster bit the father, swallowed him in the stomach in a second. Seeing the boy's life hanging by a thread, suddenly a laser knocked the monster back. The boy looked up. 5 people fell straight from the sky. It turned out to be the eternal race sent by the gods to help mankind destroy these mutant monsters. They are Icarus, who can fire lasers, Makari, who can move at superhuman speed, Kingo, who can project cosmic energy projectiles from his hands, Gilgamesh, the strongest eternal, and Thena, who can form any weapon out of cosmic energy. As a square spaceship appeared in the sky, 10 eternal warriors assembled. Looking at the little boy who just lost his father, Circe picked up a dagger from the ground, turned it into a golden knife, gave the little boy more courage. After 5,000 years of fighting, the mutant monsters were all wiped out, and that golden knife had also become a symbol of human civilization. 10 eternals separated from each other, integrated into the life of ordinary people. Circe took 10 years to become a teacher. Unexpectedly, the accident happened on the first day of work. The quiet classroom suddenly shook violently like an earthquake. She quickly instructed the students to hide, but as the shaking became more and more violent, a sculpture suddenly fell from the wall. Circe had to reveal her abilities, successfully rescued the student, but she lost her job as a teacher. She thought it was just an ordinary earthquake, but when going for a walk with her boyfriend at night, a mutant beast appeared in the water. What's going on? Haven't they been wiped out long ago? Too late to think. Circe rushed up immediately, touching the ground with both hands, would desert the land, temporarily stop the mutant beast. But fighting was not Circe's forte. She couldn't hold it for too long. Seeing the mutant beast chasing up, Circe had to lure it away. On the street, countless Circe suddenly appeared around. It turned out that Sprite, who followed her, was also an eternal, and her ability is to create illusions. But didn't know why the low-intelligence mutant beast quickly found the real one, knocked Sprite down. In critical time, suddenly a huge force knocked the mutant beast away, followed by a laser, knocked the mutant beast to the ground. It was Icarus, Circe's ex-boyfriend. Suddenly a bus couldn't stop, hit them straight. Circe gently stretched out her hand, turned the whole bus into pink petals. But this romance didn't come at the right time. After all, the mutant beast had not been solved yet. But strangely, this mutant beast did not know why it had the ability to heal itself. Even as powerful as Icarus couldn't solve it. It escaped into the water and disappeared instantly. Old friends who hadn't seen each other for years had no time to chat, because Icarus brought bad news. The earthquake during the day let the monster that should have disappeared come back again. Looks like there's going to be another disaster in the world. What caused this accident? Only Ajak, the leader of the Eternals, knew best. But when they got to Ajak's place, they found out that Ajak, who originally had an immortal body, died unexpectedly. While Circe was grieving over Ajak's death, a ball of light suddenly floated up from the corpse, uncontrolled, into Circe's body. The earth would be destroyed in 3 days. It wasn't the monster that destroyed it, but the patron saint of mankind, the eternal race. 3 days ago, the earthquake let the long-disappeared monster came back. Ajak, the leader of the Eternal, was sacrificed and was deprived of her self-healing ability. After her death, she chose Circe as the next leader. But Circe is weak. Only non-living bodies can change the material structure. To deal with the mutant beast, she decided to get back her scattered teammates. First they came to India, found Kingo, who turned into an actor, then went to Australia, found the strongest Eternal, Gilgamesh, and the elite warrior Eternal, Thena. However, Thena had a strange disease. If the disease recurs, she will attack her friends. At the suggestion of Gilgamesh, the new leader Circe finally learned to use the ball of light, successfully made contact with Erisham. But she never thought. The former leader kept a shocking secret from everyone. It turns out that for millions of years, Erisham has been planting the seeds of celestials inside planets, where the energy from large populations allows new celestials to be born. The deviants were sent to destroy the apex predators of each planet, to ensure the development of intelligent life. But when the deviants evolved and began hunting the planet's native populations, Erisham created the Eternals to counter them. With the reversal of the blip, Earth has reached the necessary population for the birth of the celestial Tiamat, which will result in Earth's destruction. But these Eternals and humans have lived together for thousands of years. They already have feelings. They decided to stop this apocalypse. After learning all this, stop the birth of celestial Tiamat. And they thought of a way. They found an aloof Eternal, Droog, who can manipulate the minds of others. let him hypnotize Celestial Tiamat. However, things are not as simple as imagined. The mutant beasts followed to the Amazon plains, and somehow the abilities had all evolved, caught these Eternals by surprise. They lost their old leader who was able to restore herself, and Thena who suffered from a strange disease. With a blank eye, she swung a knife at her teammates. That made the fight harder. To protect the unconscious Thena, Gilgamesh was attacked and died so quickly. The only good news was that the new leader Circe in battle successfully transformed a mutant beast into a dead tree. Abilities that could not be used on living bodies let everyone see the possibility of sealing Celestial Tiamat. Now the birth of Celestial Tiamat was getting closer and closer. They found this place, opened a dusty spaceship, discovered the last Eternal secretly learning knowledge. It is also through her knowledge reserve. They thought of a perfect plan to stop the birth of Celestial Tiamat. They needed to gather all the superpowers of the Eternals. But right now, Icarus suddenly attacked teammates, exposed his true face. Turns out he was a spy sent by Celestial Tiamat. It's him who awakened the sealed mutant beast, killed the old leader Jack, let the mutant beast evolve successfully, trying to sabotage the Eternals' plan to prevent the birth of Celestial Tiamat. It seems that no one can stop the Earth to be wiped out. To surpass peers, she locked herself in a spaceship, spending 50 years of reading. Finally found the secret to saving mankind. She immediately found the surviving Eternals, motioned for everyone to take their positions, to bring all the capabilities together. Unexpectedly, Icarus suddenly betrayed everyone. Not only hurt everyone but also kidnapped Sprite. There were 2 types of energy missing, unable to fight against Celestial Tiamat that was about to be born. I am afraid that human will become its ration. Between life and death, the last Eternal found the birthplace of Celestial Tiamat. By measuring energy fluctuations, he was using the Pythagorean theorem. Calculated that only one energy ball was needed to completely seal Celestial Tiamat, and this energy ball happened to be on the new leader Circe. So the Eternals gathered, came to the birthplace of Celestial Tiamat, started gathering energy. However, they ignored an Eternal, the traitor Icarus. Seeing that the fluctuations of Celestial Tiamat were gradually disappearing, Icarus was not lenient with his comrades. A laser hit Kingo, that interrupted the sealing ceremony. Then he threw Kingo into the air, killed him, then aimed at the ship. Here came a bottom line. This finally angered the Lightning Girl. There were books she had read for 50 years in the spaceship. Icarus must pay the price. Watching the volcano erupting again, the rest felt a burst of despair. But they didn't have time. Leader Circe regained spirits, decided to make one last attempt, even that I am in at the cost of life. To buy time for Circe, Mechanic, and Thena joined the melee, helped to deal with Icarus. No matter how strong Icarus was, in the face of the attack of the 3, it was not enough. Then an unexpected creature suddenly stepped in. It turned out to be the leader of the mutant race. But the Eternals weren't afraid of it at all. Instead, they began to attack it. What's more, Gilgamesh was killed by it. No matter what happened, Thena would avenge Gilgamesh first. The monster was destroyed by Thena. At the same time, Circe finally climbed to the foot of the volcano. She tried her best to assimilate the land, where Celestial Tiamat was about to be born. But Icarus was also out of control, flew right in front of her, about to fire a laser at Circe. But after all, this is a woman who he has been in love for thousands of years. He really couldn't start. This time he chose his love. Now no one can stop them. All Eternals rose at the same time, infused all energy into Circe. Let Circe use energy to make the ultimate move, turn Tiamat into marble. Everyone thought it was over. But the sky was suddenly cloudy, followed by lightning. The dark clouds dispersed, showing 6 huge eyes. In an instant everyone fell to the ground. Only Circe standing was surrounded by golden rings. She couldn't move at all. She hadn't had time to say goodbye to her boyfriend. She was dragged by the golden rings and flew to the giant eye. She had been flying out of outer space, fixed between the 5 fingers of the owner of the giant eye. 2 other team members were trapped together, and the giant in front is the supreme god of the Marvel Universe. The Eternals defied its commands to save the tiny human beings and prevent the birth of Tiamat. Disturbed the order of the universe for millions of years. They would definitely accept the most severe judgment of the Most High God. And on the ship of the Eternals, 3 team members who got away were trying to find their trace, but always got nothing. Until 2 uninvited guests showed up. One is the little red-haired monster Pip, that can flash infinitely. The other is Thanos' brother. Although this pair doesn't look very good, they brought news of Cersei to them, and there seems to be a way to deal with the Supreme God. Rescue Cersei from the High God. But it's not just them who want to save Cersei. In a secret room on Earth, Cersei's unknown human boyfriend carefully opened a box. There's a black weapon inside. It is the legendary Invincible. And the identity of the man is obvious. He is the only swordsman in the Marvel Universe called Black Knight. He's tired of killings, choosing to remain anonymous for decades. But this time he has to stand up to protect the woman of his heart.